Hello everyone, it is Teacher Brett. Thank you for coming back and seeing me again. Today we have a VIPKID video because VIPKID has recently revamped the entire application process and certification process. So at VIPKID, they have several different levels of students and you have to certify to teach different levels. For the application process, what you used to do is after the interview, you would have mock 1 and mock 2. Most people had to do 2 mocks. They were an hour each, and they kind of evaluated you at some different levels so that they could kind of figure out what the best level for you would be, and you would start in that level. Now they have changed it up a little bit. So with the new certification center, after you do your interview, you will pick which level you want to get certified for. You can retry over and over and over again. One thing I will say to be prepared for is that since the new certification center, the demos are only 30 minutes long. So you're only doing a 10-minute lesson, and then you're getting feedback from the mentor there. You used to have to do 2-hour-long demos, mock classes. So that was 2 hours worth of training that you would have had. Now you're only doing these 30-minute ones, so be prepared and expect to have to do several of them. You might have to do it 3-4 times before you pass and are certified. So don't let that discourage you. You want to go in prepared for that first one though. Let them see you fully prepared. Your mentor will then be able to give you some feedback that you can apply when you go and do it again. The other thing about these certifications is that you will have a couple of different lessons. So for the one that we're going to talk about today is going to be interactive level 2. There is a lesson A and a lesson B. You need to be prepared for both lessons. The mentor is going to choose which one you do. So you'll only do one of the lessons for them, but you don't know which one you're going to have to do until you get into that classroom. So you're going to have to be prepared for 2 of the demo lessons. So like I said, today we're going to talk about the interactive level 2 certification. So with the interactive level 2 certification, the lessons are on toys, my friends and I and their toys. You'll have 2 lessons, lesson A and lesson B. We're going to go through both of those today. A couple of general things that you want to be prepared for in order to give the best impression and to get as many points as you can right off the bat in that rubric. Number 1, you want to make sure that you have a working headset. Very important that you have a headset. I would highly recommend an actual headset, not earbuds, because they can cause a lot. People don't realize, but from the student side, they can cause a lot of scratching because the microphone is on here. So every time you're moving around, it creates a lot of noise for the student. Lots of times it also doesn't pick up some of those sounds that are really important. So I highly suggest you get an actual headset. It doesn't have to be an expensive one, but an actual one where the microphone is kind of close to you. You also want to have your background wants to be educational, fun background. You don't want to be in front of your kitchen stove or a big bookshelf filled with things. You want to have an educational background. I highly suggest you have your name on there and you have your reward system visible if it's possible in the area you're in. Try the best to get those things up so the student can see them. Make it colorful if you can. Go to the dollar store, get a dollar store poster is a good thing. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but you want it to look kind of like a classroom for the students. You will have to have some kind of secondary reward system. We're going to talk about that. It's a little different with that interactive level 2. You have a couple of different choices there. You want to be presentable with what you're wearing, so any solid color shirt is fine. If you have orange, great. You do not have to wear orange anymore, though I get that question a lot. You do not have to wear orange. So any solid color shirt is fine, but you don't want sleeveless tops. You don't want low-cut shirts. You want to make sure that it's got a high neckline, that it's professional there in the classroom as well for the students. We do have some kind of traditional Chinese parents that will come through your class, and that's not going to work out too well. You don't want to get a bad review because they don't like your sleeveless shirt or low cut shirt, so I recommend you wear some kind of solid color, presentable professional shirt there. So that's kind of how your classroom, you want to have that set up. You're going to want to have a few props for each of these lessons. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could be a whiteboard, a stuffed animal from your kids' room. It could be some pictures that you cut out of a magazine, but you're going to want a few props for each of these lessons. All right, let's jump into these lessons and just take a look at them. I'm going to go through them a little bit slowly, kind of talk about each of the slides. You have 10 minutes to do these lessons in. gives you about 1 minute per slide on these. The first lesson that you will see is the words are going to be ball and to throw. So those are the two key words that we're focusing on, as well as the sentence frame. He throws, she throws, I throw, they throw. So differentiating between throw and throws, as well as working on some blending with the IP. So zip, rip, sip, hip. We're working on that blending. So those are the kind of things you're going to be focusing on during this lesson. You will see one slide that just kind of has a breakdown of what the lesson is. I don't normally do anything on that slide with the student. That's more for you to kind of know what you're going to be doing, or for the parent to see what their student's going to be doing in that class. So normally I just jump right to that introduction slide that you will see. My friends and I. On this introduction, you want to make sure you introduce yourself. Hello, my name is Brett. What is your name? You want to get the student's name. If they don't give you a full sentence, have them repeat a full sentence. Remember, one of the most important things that you can do during the certification center or during your interviews is to have energy. You're teaching young kids. It's on a camera. I always say you have to up it way more than you would in real life, because the camera kind of takes some of that away. So you have to be even more energetic and happy and excited than you would be in real life. So start off, building that rapport with the student. Give them your name. Get their name and ask them some kind of rapport question. This is a level 2 student, so they're not typically a brand new student. They'll be able to answer some simple questions like, what is your name? A couple other good ones are, how are you? Or how old are you? Sometimes the students will mix those two up. That's okay. If the student has trouble answering you, you can just have them repeat after you. I am happy. Good job. Or you can use your TPR. How old are you? And they're kind of looking at you. 5? 6? 7? Use your TPR to help them answer. Model for them, have them repeat. But the mentor is going to be making mistakes, so you are going to want to pay really close attention to make sure that you are giving corrections. So making sure they're giving you full sentences, making sure that you are correcting any pronunciation errors, and make sure you're catching any grammar errors. We want positive correction. So if they make a mistake, we don't want to be, no, wrong. Just say, oh, just have them repeat it correctly. Often I won't even point out that they made a mistake, or I will just say, that's close, try, and I'll try and model for them what I want them to do. But it's really important that you make those corrections. So once you've finished your introduction, you'll go to the reward system slide. With the interactive level 2, it is really extremely important that you take some time in the practice room. There are a lot of different buttons. The students are going to be moving things. They can move things around. They can drag them. They can click on things. There's going to be audio clips. So make sure that you are familiar with that. One of the other features of the interactive classroom is the reward. So there is a built-in reward. You can see on the reward slide, the students can drag toys into their cart. The other nice thing about the interactive classroom is at the bottom, there is a button that will take you directly to the reward slide. So you'll see that at the bottom. So no matter where you are in the lesson, you can click the reward slide button. It'll take you back to the reward slide, and then you can click the button to go back, and it'll bring you back to whatever slide you were on. I highly recommend that you not only use the reward system in the lesson, but also your own reward system. So for this lesson, I have Meg, and Meg gets different toys throughout the lesson. So when they do a good job, every couple of slides, I will I'll bring them back to this reward slide. I'll let them play around. They like to click and drag the toys. And while they're doing that, I will pick a toy for Meg. You did a great job. Meg gets a kite. Great job. Oh, Sally put a boat in. Good job. And then I'll go back to the lesson. You don't need to spend too much time on it, but you definitely want to use your reward system. You want something creative and fun for the reward as well. All right, so introducing this reward system, keep it really simple. When you do a good job, you get a toy. Yay! Okay. You are probably going to want to give out about 3 rewards. It's a 10-minute demo, so try and give one at the beginning, one in the middle, one towards the end. You should be set if you can give out 3 rewards for that lesson. All right, next slide is our vocabulary word ball. This is a really easy one to grab a prop for. If you've got kids, they've probably got balls out there. Dollar store has, a cheap ball, but ball is a really easy prop to get for this lesson. Ball. Make sure you're using your TPR throughout. It's going to be really important. So things like, you want them to talk, you can put your hand up, or maybe if you don't have a ball, maybe you're pretending you have a ball. Ball. Use that TPR. We want to have them repeat that word a few times. Usually I try and make it fun. Ball. Ball. Maybe you can sing it, do voices, whatever you want, but you want them saying ball a few times, and you want them to introduce them to that question, whose ball is it? His ball, her ball. So we want them saying this, it is his ball, it is her ball. Another great area for a prop, having a girl and a boy. Is it his ball, her ball, so that you can differentiate between his and her? That is also very helpful. We want them to make sure that you get that key sentence out. It is her ball, it is his ball. Make those corrections. If they pronounce it wrong or they miss a word, have them come back and repeat it again. Then the next page, we have a picture of a boy and a girl with a ball, and we want them to circle the correct picture. So it is his ball. Can you circle his ball? Get the student to circle the boy with the ball and repeat the sentence. It is his ball. Same thing with the girl. Get them to circle the girl with the ball and get them to repeat the sentence. At this point, they should know usually how to use the mouse or how to use their iPad to circle. The mentor might pretend like they don't know. That's okay. If they don't, you want to show them, model, circle the ball. Maybe do the first one for them so they can see you circling the ball. That works as well, but you might have to teach them how to use some of the tools, so just keep that in mind. Typically in the classroom by level 2 they should know, but if it's a new student who just joined VIPKID, they might not be familiar yet, so be prepared to kind of show them how to use the tools. The next one, we have several different toys, and we want to pick the ball. So we want the student to drag the ball. They're going to actually click on the ball and drag it over. So again, you might have to model or show them how to do that, and hopefully they're going to pick the correct one, the ball. If they pick something else, that's okay. I usually just drag theirs back, and I might circle the ball and see if I can get them to move the ball. Make sure on these slides where there's just some clicking and some dragging that you have them repeat the word or the sentence as well. We want them talking on every single slide. Every single slide. Try and get them talking. When you're doing the reward slide, see if you can get them to say toys. When we want them talking on every single slide, saying something, especially full sentences. If you can get full sentences, that's the best. But if not, at least get them to repeat that word. So ball, or I see a ball. This is a ball. It is his ball. It is her ball. Get those sentences. Next slide is throw. We're working on throw versus throws. This is great if you've got some, if you can write throw or throws on note cards, it's helpful. Or maybe you have a whiteboard, with he, she, they, something like that, so that you can differentiate. He throw? No. He throws, she throws, I throw, they throw. We want them repeating those sentences, so we want to get them to repeat those. He throws. Good job. She throws, they throw. Next one, we have the sentence he throws, and the student needs to pick the correct picture. So again, we want them circling the right one. So I'd get them to repeat the sentence, he throws. Listen really carefully. Make sure that the mentor is giving you that S at the end. You don't want them saying he throw. If they say he throw, you want them to repeat it again. He throws, throws. Make sure you're really pointing out where they're getting things wrong. So if they are saying something wrong, draw attention to you, get them to repeat it correctly, and then get them to circle the right picture. If they circle the wrong one, that's okay. Oh, he kicks. He kicks. Where is he throws? Use your TPR to give them a hint. Throws, so they can find the right one. And then next we have a boy, a girl, and then we have to drag the correct thing. We're dragging throws or throw into the sentence. So if it's she throws, we're going to pull and drag down throws. If it's I throw, we're going to drag that one down. There's 3 of them, so this is a great place to do that I do, we do, you do modeling, where I would do the first one. I'd show them what we're going to do. Next one, I will provide them with assistance. And the last one, hopefully I can pull back my assistance and they're able to do it on their own. So that's a great place to try and do that in. Make sure they're repeating those sentences as you do that. And then we have the IP. Again, whiteboard is a great thing for this. You can write IP with your dry erase marker and write in the different letters. You can do something like this with Post-its to try and get them. Sometimes I do like blocks, z, ip, zip. Or you could just use your hands, z, ip, zip. But our idea is to get them to blend it. Again, they might need some more assistance at the beginning and back off the amount of assistance that you give, but we want them to practice blending those different words. Make sure that you are using really good phonics sounds. If you have not yet looked at some videos on synthetic phonics, I highly recommend you do that. Lots of people, this is an area where they mess up on because we don't really think about it too much. So we say r, z, s, h. Lots of times we add that extra on. That is going to confuse the students. So we want to use nice, clear, synthetic phonics. Z, ip, zip, ip, rip, s, ip, sip, h, ip, hip. Make sure you're using nice sounds when you go through those with the students. Next, we have a free talk slide. This is a great chance to extend the lesson. If the student caught on to everything really quickly, if they're able to answer, what do you do with the ball? I throw a ball. Maybe you circle dad. Dad throws a ball. He throws a ball. If they are catching on to that, maybe you ask how many people throw a ball. There's 4 people on the screen. Maybe you can count them with the student. Some kind of extension is really great here. Show them that you can extend, because sometimes you will have students in that classroom that they blow through that material really easy. They practice with mom and dad beforehand. They already know everything. So you want to be able to kind of extend on that. But keep in mind, these are still beginning level students. They only have some simple vocabulary. So you want to keep the questions that you might ask to extend, keep them really simple as well. And then you've got your goodbye. So make sure that when you're giving your goodbye, I usually go over my reward system. You did a great job today. Meg got 3 toys. I might take them back to the reward slide and let them pick another toy to put in their cart. And then I'm going to want to make sure that I say goodbye to the student. I hope I see you next time. Goodbye, goodbye, you did a great job. Whatever to say goodbye. So that is a quick overview of the lesson A, and we're going to jump into lesson B now. It's going to be the same basic ideas. It's just different vocabulary and sentence frames this time. So for this one, we have kite, doll, and to fly. And we're going to be saying the sentences, I fly a kite, he flies a kite, she flies a kite, do you fly a kite? And we want to focus on yes and no. So getting them to answer things like, yes, I fly a kite, or no, I do not fly a kite. So I have these yes, no cards that I use a lot. That is very helpful in the classroom when I'm trying to help them. Or things like TPR, like yes and no. Again, you're going to want a couple of props for this lesson. Doll, if you've got a doll around, is great. Or a kite, you can cut out pictures, or you can just print pictures off the computer and use those. Anything like that will work fine. And then keep in mind, you also want to use that TPR. So things like fly a kite is really easy. Doll, there's some really easy ones in here for TPR. So again, you're going to go to that introduction slide. You're going to introduce yourself. You're going to get the student's name, and you're going to ask some kind of a rapport question. You're going to try and get that student to give you full sentences when they are answering you. If not, you're going to model and have them repeat after you those full sentences. You want to introduce the lesson quickly, my friends and I, and then you're going to go into your reward slide. Again, you can have the student drag and drop things into their cart in the interactive reward slide, but you also want to use some kind of secondary reward system as well. You can use them both together. That works if you can think of something like that. And then we are going to jump into the lesson. We have the first slide with a kite and a doll to introduce those 2 words. So we want them repeating those words: kite, kite, and doll. Doll. Again, you can try and make it fun, have them say it a couple of times, but we're also introducing that sentence, do you like? Do you like? Lots of students by this time will know what like is, but I usually use a heart to help them understand. Do you like kites? Or I also have this heart. Sometimes I use this heart, or sometimes I just make this to help them understand like. But do you like kites? And we want them to answer yes, I do, or no, I don't. So again, you can figure out a way to get them to say yes, I do. If they're just staring at you, they have no idea. Lots of times I will say, Teacher Brett likes kites. You say, I like kites, and get them to repeat it. Or yes, I do. No, I don't. Get them to repeat those sentences as you're going through. Next, we have the kite and the doll, but without the words. So we want them circling the right picture. So can you circle the kite? The kite. Give them a TPR clue if they need it, or if you have a prop, give them a prop clue. Kite. Circle kite. See if they can do it, and circle the correct word. Now, keep in mind, I mentioned this in the last one, but I'm going to mention it again. You want them talking on every slide, so do not let them get away with just circling kite and being done. Get them to say a sentence. I see a kite. I like a kite. Something of that nature. Get them saying something, or even if it's just kite. Kite. Good job. Get them to repeat those words. Next slide, you have the words. And you have the pictures, so we want them to drag the correct word to the right picture. So I will circle the picture. So there was a doll. I will circle the doll usually and say, what is it? And see if I can get them to drag over the word for doll. Again, I might use my cars if they're not sure. Maybe I'm on kite. Kite, kite. Where is kite? See if I can get them to pull the word kite down. If they're not getting it, I'll model for them. I'll do one for them and then see if I can get them to do the other one. Make sure they're speaking as well. Make sure they're repeating kite or doll. Next one, we have 3 sentences. He flies a kite. I fly a kite. My sister flies a kite. So we want them repeating those sentences and answering the question, who flies a kite? So I will usually have them say the sentence first. I'll circle it. He flies a kite. Good job. And then I might circle the boy. Who flies a kite? Who flies a kite? And try and get them to say, he flies a kite. And if they are not responding, then I'll just give them something to repeat. He flies a kite. He flies a kite. Oop, I've got my he and my she. He flies a kite. And I'll do the same thing for each one. Who flies a kite? I fly a kite. Who flies a kite? My sister flies a kite. Next slide, we have a kite, and then we have somebody hitting a ball, and we want them to circle fly. So I might say, fly. Circle, fly. See if I can get them to circle fly. If they're not circling fly, I will give them some kind of a clue. Maybe the TPR. Fly. Or maybe I will give them, fly. And see if I can get them to do it. And then I want them speaking. Fly, or I fly a kite, or she flies a kite. Get some kind of sentence out of them. Next slide, you're going to have audio clips. So you're going to press the audio clip. It's going to give you a sentence. She flies a kite, and the student is supposed to pick the correct picture and drag it into the box. So again, use your modeling skills here and make sure the student's repeating that sentence that the audio gives. So whatever that sentence is, have them repeat it and then have them drag the picture. Again, we have 3 here, so it's a great place for I do, we do, you do. If the student's having trouble, model for them with the first one, help them with the second one. Hopefully by the third one, they're able to do it independently. And then we have, do you throw a ball? Sentence frame. Again, we want them answering yes or no. Yes, I throw a ball. No, I don't throw a ball. So if you need to model and have them repeat, that's fine, but we want that sentence frame from them. And then we have 3 pictures and we want them answering the yes, no questions. So I will often circle, I might circle the picture and say, do I fly a kite? And the little girl is flying a kite. So we're going to say, yes, I fly a kite. Do I throw a ball? Yes, I throw a ball. Do I swing on the swing? Yes, I swing on the swing, whatever it may be. But you want them repeating those sentences after you. And then we have 2 pictures with the families throwing a ball, flying a kite. So we might want to ask, does he fly a kite? Yes, he flies a kite. Or does Dad fly a kite? Does the boy throw a ball? No, the boy does not throw a ball. Dad throws the ball. So get those sentences out of them as you're going through there. And if you need to have them repeat, that's fine as well. You could have them circle, circle Dad. Does Dad throw a ball? Yes, Dad throws a ball. Maybe you circle the mom over on the kite. Does Mom fly a kite? No, Mom does not fly a kite. And then the next one, we have our free talk slide. Excuse me, free talk slide. We have a girl flying a kite, girl throwing a ball. So again, free talk is a great time to try and extend that. We want them, obviously, if they can answer the question, does she fly a kite? Yes, she flies a kite. Or does she throw a ball? Yes, she throws a ball. I might ask about the other boy or girl in the picture. Do they throw a ball? No. I might ask, extend a little bit and say, do you like to fly a kite? And see if I can get an answer for that one, depending on the student's level. So the better they did in the lesson, the more I can extend for them on that extension slide. And then we've got our goodbye. So again, we want to go over our reward, tell the student they did a great job, and say goodbye to the student, end on a positive note. All right, so that is interactive level 2, lessons A and B, a kind of a quick overview of what you're going to be looking at when you go into those classrooms. Remember, please, 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 if you are doing the interactive, you need to go into the practice room. You need to get in there and practice so you know where all the tools are. These certification centers do not give you a lot of time. And if your mentor has to spend all of their time teaching you how to use the tools and getting you set up in the classroom, it takes away from that valuable feedback time. So definitely get in there, practice with the classroom so that you can try and not have to do 500 certification centers before you get passed. So definitely take your time and prepare for that the first lesson so that you're ready to go. If you are my referral, make sure that you've communicated with me and I've gotten you some of the extra stuff I have available for my personal referrals, so I will get that to you. If you are not my referral and you haven't applied at VIPKID yet, or you are looking into applying and you want me to be your referrer, I'd be happy to do that. So just shoot me an email or use my link below. And let me know you applied through me, and I'll be happy to help you out any way that I can. Otherwise, I hope this was helpful for you if you're going through that certification center with the interactive level 2. Good luck teaching, everybody. Have a great day. Goodbye.